YouTube family, welcome back to the channel. We have another Inside the Mind video for you guys, but first I should point out the obvious. If you're wondering why it's much brighter, or I'm much brighter, it's because I had to bring out the professional light. You see this here? This light right here, this ring light was here from the beginning of my YouTube journey, but it has shined its last light. Over the last couple weeks, it's been having a short in the cord, and I've been struggling to be able to manage because the light would just go off for no reason. And so I just decided to put it on down. And I have two, this is only one. The brightness that you're seeing is one, but I have two box lights that I was going to use to light up the actual green screen that I have. This green screen that you see here is a virtual green screen, but I have an actual professional green screen, Elgato green screen, that I was going to use, but I have ran out of space in my little hole in the wall of an apartment. Ran out of space. So I'm not able to install the green screen and both of these lights in the setup that I'm currently in. So that's why it's brighter. That's why I seem brighter. That's why. Now, in this game, we're playing another 2-3 zone, of course. But the difference between this zone breaking and the ones that you've previously seen, the team that I was playing with was not filled with the normal. I didn't have my AI teammate. In my fourth, we had two randoms. We had two randoms going up against not just any team, but I don't know if some of you are aware of DJ Fluker, the football player. Yeah, this was his team inside the rec, which goes to show you, even professional athletes still fall victim and trapped to the professional style of play inside the casual mode in 2K. But this zone breaking was different because we weren't able to 5 out because the randoms on the team did not want to 5 out. They did not see what the defense was running, or they seen what the defense was running, but they had their own way of breaking it contrary to mine. So me being the point guard that I am, I had to adjust to what they were doing in order for us to come out with this victory. And you'll see that in this upcoming video. But the build that I was using is the same build that we've always used. The new build is the Rajon Rondo build. And I've figured something out with this build. The reason why I like this build so much is because that pass accuracy. See, that pass accuracy on that build is a 96. I know that I need a minimum of 95 for that gold bailout, because bailout is exactly what the badge states, a bailout. I can go up with some crazy layup attempt that the whole team is trying to block, and when I hit that X button, that pass falls directly where it needs to be. And bronze isn't good enough, silver isn't good enough, gold seems to get the job done, and if this gold decides to start aggravating me, then we will have a 99 pass build by the end of this year. I'm telling you now, so I can have Hall of Fame bailout. But enough of the intro, that was long enough, and we're just gonna get right into the game for you guys. Now, as we break down this possession, this is the first possession you're seeing, but as you can see, the score is 5-3, which means this is not the first play of the game. I think I took too long to hit the last 30 minutes to record, so it started the game already. But as you can see, I'm already up to 2 assists. Based off the title of this gameplay, you know I'm going to finish this game with 31 assists. But I'm already at 2, and we are 1 minute into the game. Now, I decided to eliminate a lot of just the transition assists, because those are simple assists. 1-2 passes, center, whoever gets the rebound throws it to the guard then reads the floor and throws it to the open man in transition. In an advantageous situation for the offense, a shot gets made or a layup gets made. That's simple. We don't need to see a lot of those. But here, as you can see, even professional athletes fall victim to the 2-3 zone. The zone that was designed to guard paint players, we're gonna use it just to guard teams in 2K. So here we actually get our 5 out set, which is what I expected to be in the rest of the game to force this team out of their zone. Instead, Drake Jr. is gonna be the culprit. This guy here, he's gonna be the culprit and start paint hanging and basket hanging the entirety of the possession. So this is going to probably be the only possession you're going to see a wide open 3 based off of our base 5 out set from our center, who's green. Which, for centers out there, if you guys understood the amount of effectiveness you can gain from having a center that can shoot, your game, your team's game, your experience in the game would be so much better than what you're currently experiencing. Being able to shoot not only helps your team, but also gives yourselves wide open jump shots, because when you play against a center like this, who wants to be paint oriented or wants to rim protect, he's going to leave you wide open the majority of the game, whether it's a corner or a wing or the top of the key, because he's naturally gonna gravitate to the paint, which is gonna give yourself wide open jump shots, more open jump shots than people who are expected to shoot. So it's something to invest into. You see, on this possession, I begin to probe without dribbling because I'm just waiting for them to move. Right now, our spacing is off, so I'm literally just holding the ball without dribbling because I don't want to get ripped. And when you have the ball like this is probably the safest position to have the ball to not get ripped, unless they double team you, which this team is not going to do. But here we have 3 guys on the same side of the court, which is why I'm holding the ball. I'm holding the ball because I'm waiting for them to move, for them to realize that they're just bunched up. And then remember I told you in the beginning that this guy right here, he like stops going to the 3-point line. And it takes me about half a game to figure out that he's never gonna space out the floor again. So as he goes to the paint, the center takes him. These two try to read my pass to the wing because I've already shown them that I'm gonna light this wing up, which then just makes me make a skip pass to the corner, to a wide open corner 3-pointer. Now here, on this possession, I start to recognize that this guy is not going to leave the paint, but then I also recognize the biggest thing to recognize in this game. This is right here. This is the center of the 2-3 zone. Look at where he's standing. What is his purpose of standing here? Why is he in the backcourt? He's in the backcourt because he wants somebody to score. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. I'm gonna crab him. See how I'm crabbing him right now? Or this is like called jail, but this is essentially the Chris Paul special. Chris Paul used to do this a lot, especially in his heyday. But then they made that rule to avoid people from being able to do this. But Chris Paul used to do this. Get in front of the big man and flop, get an easy foul call to tell his, you know, this is telling him to get back. But he doesn't get back, so I'm just gonna make him get into this animation. We know that none of these other guys here are as tall or defensive as this guy. And if they are, they're up top with me. So I'm just gonna throw it in stride to this guy who's a slasher, and he gets an easy layup. Now I know I said I wasn't gonna show any transitions, but this is a outlier example just to showcase the importance of staying in the middle of the floor as a point guard. When you stay in the middle of the floor, everybody watches the ball, which leaves you at an advantage. Because when you're in the middle of the floor, you're in the most effective position on the floor. When you go to a wing, they can use the baseline to guard you. You know what I'm saying? They can get some animations to force you out of bounds, force you into doubles. When you're in a corner, that's the worst place to be with the ball. But when you're in the middle, all eyes are on you, and they can't help without you not being able to see it. When you stand in the middle, you can see all the help and everything that's happening. And when I'm standing here in this middle, you have the center still in the backcourt, so he's not protecting the paint. He's breaking to the corner, and look, you can literally tell everybody's watching me because look how close they are to the ball. The only one who's not watching me is this guy because he's watching his corner. But as you can see just by their positionings, not just their player models, their positioning, you can tell they're watching me. 4 guys on 1 dude watching him, which means all I have to do is make the open pass to this corner guy who steps into the mid-range, and it's a mid-range jumper. This possession is showcasing the frustration that I've decided to have because of 91 and his lack of spacing. But as you can see, it's around the 3rd quarter here. I'm having a terrible shooting game. I got my layup blocked in this game, and I have not made any open jump shots in this game. So about the 3rd quarter, 3 minutes left, I realized that this guy's never going to leave the paint. So I essentially told these two who I'm in a party with, I'm gonna have to go through him in order for us to win this game. So as I get by my guy, and I get the matchup I want, the center, knowing that the center's gonna jump because he's gonna try to block me, he's full sending to the paint as well. So when I get here and the center jumps, I'm ready to do my conviction. He jumps out the way. I probably could have shot this here, but this player is not upgraded enough to have close shot yet. So I just dump it off to this guy who wants to be in the paint. He gets a dunk. And that right there unlocks my mentality in my brain to let me know that that's our ticket to win, is just to throw him the ball in the paint, because that's where he's going to stand. As you can see on the very next possession, that's exactly what I do. Now I'm looking directly at him. Every time I'm coming up the court, I'm looking at him first to see when he's going to move, because when he's going to move, I'm going to throw him the ball. He cuts, he moves, the centers just, 2-3 centers are just stupid. Centers just, you know, doing whatever. I throw it down there, he's going to get a standing dunk. He lets me know that he has high finishing. He has high interior on his build. So now that's the read every time down the court. Here, like I said, I'm looking at 91, and I can tell by this setup here that this backdoor cut is open, because 91's not going. He's setting the screen. So I'm looking at 91, and I see that he's in the screen, so I already processed. He's probably eliminated. This is going to be the possession. He stands on the wing. So I see the backdoor here, and I'm waiting to see if this random is going to cut. He actually cuts, so I'm going to throw it. I'm throwing that because the center's out the way. I have a 96 pass. So I know my needle and all that stuff is going to kick in to make that pass much faster. He can stand and dunk too, which is a beauty. That's the slickest beauty that's in 2K, is the standing dunk ability. Because when you throw a cut, they're much more effective being able to standing dunk and not get blocked. This play develops because of the effectiveness of the cut and the effectiveness of me throwing that pass. Now, once again, they're in the 2-3 base, but he's not in his post because he likes to press the ball. I don't know why people press the ball in this game whose responsibility is to guard somebody back there, but that's just the way that this community operates. So when 91 cuts, he draws so much attention, and his lack of positioning causes an overreaction by the two corner sitters. So when he cuts through, they're going to overreact to him, which then leaves the wide open corner. Catch and shoot three, money. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 defenders. Where is the center? Where's the center at? You can't even see the center on the screen. That's how far in the backcourt he is, hoping to get an inbound steal that he does not get. So now, when I cross half court and he cuts on Joker with no defense, there's nothing to stop him. There's no resistance here. None. Look at where he is. He's at half court. The ball's already in the paint. Catch, finish. So you would think that I'm just showing you the same clips over and over again, but no, I am not. This is a community player who continues to sit in the backcourt in the hopes to get one steal. He will compromise his whole defensive scheme and set and team for the ideal to get one steal in the backcourt. He cuts. That's just the easiest read in the game. I mean, he's at the 3-point line and the man is in the paint. The ball got there. Standing dunk. Then he's banking on chase down, the badge that stopped working because of the abuse that it was under last year. Then another thing about centers, the infatuation with trying to get a block instead of trying to get a stop is what causes so many of you centers to be bad at this game, because you're so fixed on trying to get a block instead of fixed on trying to get the stop. Now you see, when I throw this here, if number one just stood in position, tried to get in position or was in position, he would have forced this guy to throw the ball out, get out of bounds or anything. But he jumps. And look at where he ends up standing, in the stanchion. Because of a jump, chasing a block instead of chasing a stop. Now, it's an easy layup. Stay on your feet is the message of that clip. Once again, off the miss, we have the numbers. He's in the backcourt, 2 are in the backcourt. We're about to have 4 on 3 when I cross half court. Now it's 4 on 3, 2 are in the backcourt. Now it's just time to make a read. Put yourself in an effective position. You know the eye is going to be on you. So when I run up to the 3-point line, he's playing a passing lane that's not there. Why would I throw that when it's 2 people on the ball? So he thought I was stupid. So he throws, well, he jumps to go play that pass lane, which then puts himself out of position, which makes this pass easier and there's no recovery. Because of my 96, you get that little boof animation when you get stuck because the pass is so fast. And that's a wide open mid-range shot. Hope it was a 3, but it wasn't. Here again, 2 passes. 2 passes in 2 seconds, 2 points. 1 second for my pass, another second for his pass, because your center, who is the base of your 2-3, is above the 3-point line for whatever reason that he would have to explain to you himself. He cuts, tries to utilize chase down, which has been nerfed because of last year's ability of chasing down, giving up dunks. I mean, those right there, that right there got to be a frustrating defensive possession, because that's just a lack of attention to detail and a lack of positioning. This play is just me abusing the 2-3. We actually ended up getting a semi 5-out possession, which then has made the game easier. So when I throw it here, everybody has to run and react. He has to get out the paint because he's been in the paint. Remember, 290. So when he's in his 290, he's getting out. Look where he's standing. He's at the box, or he's at the hash, or not the hash, but the baseline hash. He's at the baseline hash. Look at this space that he has to cut. I need to start developing the ability to throw a lob, because if I throw a lob here, that's going to make this play so much easier. Instead, I throw the cut, which almost rocks him into the defense, which then, luckily, fortunately, he can stand and dunk. So that makes the game easier. Now here, I don't even know what happened. This is just me just reading the floor and changing the position. So because I see my centers trailing, I start to rock over to the wing to get this guy out of here. Luckily, 91 stays at the wing. That kind of makes this guy react to him as he cuts. So that guy starts to overplay the cut. The center starts to play back. 9 starts to guard me because I back up to the 3-point line. And now it's too late. This is too late. It's too late here. We just kick it, catch and shoot, green. The importance of a shooting center. That play only developed and was and executed and happened because of his ability to shoot. When you don't have an ability to shoot, you become the easiest guard of the whole game, because at the end of the day, without the ability to shoot a 3, all you're getting is 2. And I know that on my team, we're gonna get a 3 over your 2s any day. Now, this here, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I feel like I mishit the button. I mishit the icon. I probably hit square, or in my brain, I'm throwing it to square, but I fat fingered the buttons and got the buttons completely mixed up and hit circle, which ended up turning out beautiful because it ended up being a corner 3-point. But that is not the design play. I probably designed that to go to square. Now, do you see what I'm talking about here? We're down 1. We're down 1 with 1 minute, 1 seconds left. I'm sorry, this stuff is in the way, but we're down 1 with 1 minute and 1 seconds left. I have 24 assists at this point. They have kind of went into a man defense. But because of his negligence of going to the 3-point line and sitting in the paint, he has made this spacing off. So when I do get by my guy, attempt to get by him, I couldn't even go anywhere because the center's sitting there. So I just throw him the ball. And what happens? Instead of chasing a stop, the center chases a block. Right now, if he just moved over and just had his hands up, ain't no telling what animation 2K might have gave. Yes, it might have went in, it might have been red, or it might have been just a body bump animation because of your anchor. Instead, you negate all that by jumping. Now you're out of position. Now his green window on his layup is probably extra high. Now the game of course made him go up on the same side that the guy jumped on. But because he's an interior player, he probably has fearless finisher and close shot. So he green at 7% covered. I mean, he was covered. That 7% might have been 28% to 44% if you didn't jump and give up your ground trying to chase a block. Now, right here on this possession, this is when the game starts to cheat. Because I don't know if y'all noticed, but ever since like season 3, season 4, maybe season 5, the pass animations just randomly get bad out of nowhere. I was probably trying to throw this to the wing, to this guy here, but the way that the pass, look at my whole animation. Like, look at the animation. Luckily, I was able to get the ball back, because that would have been game right there. That would have been game if that turnover happened. We got the ball back, throw it down there, he contact dunks. Now we're up 1. Now we're in overtime. I'm at 26 assists in overtime, and they're still in the 2-3. I mean, they are full sending in this 2-3. They're not getting out of it. But the reason why this game is so close is because the spacing of our team is not what you're accustomed to seeing and what I'm accustomed to playing with. So now we're just going through the motions, and I'm just trying to figure out what we're gonna do here. I get the ball, we reset. Now they start to space out, and we start to get the semi 5-out look. I'm a little bit off-centered, which means he needs to be a little bit over here. But he doesn't read that, and he doesn't back up to the open area. When I throw this, I was hoping he was backing up, but he didn't. But luckily, he has this badge. This right here is the delusion badge of 2K. And when this badge is activated, the confidence of the player that has this badge skyrockets. As you can see, he been paintballing the whole game. Then he showcases his ability to be able to shoot a 3, which now kind of frustrates me because I was under the impression that he could not shoot. Then he hits that, 14% covered, excellent with takeover in overtime, which lets me know he has a rating of a 3-point shot that he could have been abusing in this game, but he didn't. So he made the game harder for me. Ensuing possession, Circle starts to make the cut. I throw it late, but I throw it thinking that he was gonna go back to the 3-point line, which he tends to do, but 91 is standing in that same corner. Spacing is off. 91 was at the wing. That would have been a more open shot. He pump fakes, the center tries to contest, but he's no good. Get dunked on, that's another assist. That's my 28th of the game. And that right there is just the patented advance the ball method. Your tallest player is right here at half court. My center is running towards the paint. Already pretty much in there. I have a 96 pass. That pass is going to make it. Unless he has a high steal, this pass is going to make it. The pass makes it. He don't even play the lane. That's easy. Here on this possession, we finally, because of our spacing and the way that things have turned out, we finally get a man-on-man matchup. Now they're playing man. They finally get a man-to-man defense, which then I just look at the mismatch. When we're in man-to-man defense, when we actually play a team that plays man, I take advantage of the mismatch. It's a simple, the basketball is a simple game. Hunt the mismatch. People play zone to try to hide the mismatch, but when you play Chris Jones, the zone make it easier. It's like a field general, and it's like Peyton Manning. If Peyton Manning sees the same zone the whole game, what you think he gonna do to it? You get what I'm saying? When you man up, you have a better chance of beating him because now you make the game a little bit harder, but then he just hunts a matchup. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, that's all they did was hunt matchups. Pat Mahomes doing it right now, hunting matchups. Hunt matchups. Y'all go to zone, hunt that too. Really, you just better hope that God just decides to say this is the game that they're gonna lose. Because if he don't, you're gonna lose. Now, we get the one-on-one matchup here. Look at the center. He could have shot that. But he goes to rotate back. We still get a one-on-one matchup. He gives it back. So I'm just waiting for him to move because I know that this is the matchup I'm going at. The center right here. He cuts. We on the same page. Dunk. And right there, we got 9 seconds left in OT. We are down 1. Shot clock is off. I'm at 30 assists. So what do? I make the read. The center still is not back here. He's not in his post. If I'm telling myself, if square cuts, I'm throwing it. If he runs to the rim, I'm throwing it. He runs to the rim. I threw it. Needle threader kicks in, gets the pass in between them two. He's out of position. He's chasing the block. And one. Now we got the final defensive possession here. They end up scrambling, get off a decent look. I mean, that was open, but only real ones know how to make that shot, not casuals. But we end up winning the game. 87-85 in OT. We send the team home, and I get player of the game, 2 points and 31 assists and 2 steals. The small forward gets 34. The center has 19 and 12. Power forward has 10. The shooting guard had 22. But I'm the leader and player of the game with 31 assists, shooting very bad from the field. I had a bad game. As you can see, I went 1 of 6. I had 31 assists. He had 27 and 17. You see what if you can tell by his stats, you can tell what I did on defense guarding him. This he wasn't about to get. He shot 14 of them things, hit 5 of them. I just gave up the layup. He took advantage of that. He had 27 and 17. That's beautiful. Had 2 and 31. Picked them apart, and here it is. Before I've been, I'd seen some comments saying that I wish I picked better teams to showcase my skill against. And here's an overtime game for you. The game was close because I was essentially playing 3-on-7 here. It was 3-on-7 because when you have 2 randoms, you playing against them as well. These two, I mean, look, he don't even have a perk. You understand? He don't even have a perk. He's a finisher. That's what was on my team. And we still managed to beat a full team of Xbox players playing a zone, playing 2-3, and actually having some sense in the game. I don't have to score, and I still take control of the game. 31 assists and 0 turnovers, that's unheard of. We had 4 as a team, 36 assists as a team. I had 31 of them. They had 23 as an entire team. My skill that I possess in this game is the brain that I have in my head. Imagine if I had my brain and my style mixed with all the bip and controller breaking moves that y'all do just to get a shot off. 27 and 15, he cooked. Oh man, he cooked. He cooked real good. And lost to a dude that had 31 assists and 2 points. This right here, this assist stat, this is showcasing that I cooked your whole team. Because in order for me to get an assist, I have to throw it to an open man against your defense. Which means not only I'm not necessarily cooking you because I had 2 points. And you were supposed to be my main matchup, but you was in the zone. Which now makes you all get cooked. Because now y'all all collectively trying to stop one thing, and that's these passes that you didn't stop because I had no turnovers. And imagine if, say for instance, Dope Richie didn't miss 3 threes. He didn't miss 2 threes. He didn't miss 1 3. He didn't miss a 3. Y'all better stop playing with me, man.